Active. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome, everyone, to December the 19th. It's Monday, and this is Stock Markets with
Hi, everybody.
Bruce.
How you doing?
We try to talk about the stock markets in plain English, what's going on out there. Make it simple. We try to find ways to make money in this bear market, and one of the ways viewers are doing it here, write stock options against positions you already have. Let the gamblers on the stock options floor, where all the gamblers are, let them pay you to hold on to your shares. Not a bad deal. You might as well get paid to hold the shares you're going to hold for a longer term anyway, and a nice way to bring income into your account. So much so that a number of folks are bringing in the kind of income now that allows them to seriously think about quitting their day jobs. Not a bad gig. You gotta love it. Thank you all for joining me today. We're showing a slight gain this morning. We have an hour to go before we open for the day, and we're up about 30 points on the Dow. Nothing too strong. 5 points on S&P, 24 on Nasdaq. All three indexes are indicating a slightly better open, but then they've had 2 weeks of losses combined, and so a bit of a bounce back would not surprise me. The question is how dedicated and how convincing will the buying be today versus selling? It could be that we have a bit of a bounce back simply because we're beginning to run out of tax loss selling momentum. That could be part of it. We've had that perhaps for the last 2 solid weeks, on top of an interest rate rise from the Federal Reserve, 0.5 point last week, on top of continued inflationary trends, although not as bad as had been in the past, but not by a lot better. And now the big question is recession and companies not making their numbers as expected. Starting in the third quarter of January, the U.S. banks will begin their earnings reporting season to talk about their fourth quarter. All through February and part of March, we will get the reports from everybody else. And if companies are meeting downward revisions, that's one thing. If they're beating downward revisions, it's another. But if they're not even meeting downward revisions, we got us a problem, Houston. We've got us a problem. And if companies cannot give us any kind of guidance, if they can't tell us what they think in the next quarter and the quarter after things look like, that can't be good for the market either. So we'll watch that. The other thing to come up to remember is that what's coming up in the first week of February, right after January is all said and done, the first couple of days of February is the next Federal Reserve meeting with the Fed governors. And that is where we find out what the interest rate decision will be for the beginning of February. And between now and then, we'll have inflation stats, unemployment stats, economic activity, all kinds of year-end stuff, all kinds of stuff. The question then is, will interest rates continue to rise as predicted and as indicated by the governors of the Fed? Or are they going to ease up with a 1/4 point rise? What is going to happen? And the markets are on pins and needles to try to figure that one out. We'll keep you posted on what to expect. I noticed this morning there's some talk here on the channel. Folks are talking to themselves, which is fantastic. The folks who are here comparing notes about PE multiples on certain stocks and trying to figure out where are certain stocks trading at relative to their price earnings ratios. Are they overpriced? Are they fair priced? What kind of indication can we see? And the other overlying theme this morning has been, same with the market itself, has been Tesla, the shares of Tesla. What's going to happen there with Elon Musk now so distracted with Twitter, taking Twitter private and now running it as his own little communications company? What's going to happen going forward? Obviously, we heard the word that there was an informal poll being taken by Twitter followers whether or not Elon should continue on as CEO of Twitter or should he step back. Without a successor named, without any indication who it would be, 58% are saying, yeah, he should step back. Well, I can pretty well tell you that it's likely that many of those voters are likely fans of Tesla stock, and they would rather see their Tesla stock go up in value, and maybe, just maybe, to get Tesla shares to stop dropping. If Elon were to be perceived as not spending as much time on Twitter as he is now, the thinking is, well, maybe this is the way to help Tesla shares. And so I think a lot of folks are voting with their own pocketbook in mind. They want Tesla stock to go higher, and they would rather he get someone else to run it. The problem, of course, is there is no one else to run the company. He's offloaded all management of Twitter, senior management. They're all gone. All the board of directors are gone. So there really isn't anyone there who could kind of run it on their own. Although I guess you could put a committee in charge and have 4 or 5 people running various divisions of the company and try to keep it running that way. But Tesla stock's up $3 a share approximately. It's been up 5 this morning. Now it's up only 3. This isn't going to help. Don't be surprised if he being Elon Musk starts to come out with other polls where he might rattle off the name of 4 or 5 people that, who do you think should run the company? 1, 2, 3, or 4, A, B, C, or D. And you might get a whole bunch of folks starting to vote on the potential future CEOs, whether he's talked to them or not about being a CEO of the company. This is a great way to create traffic on Twitter. I mean, you use Twitter to hype Twitter and, try to get people involved. I mean, this is a sweet little game going on here. Got to make you wonder, doesn't it? It's goofy. From where I sit, I don't see a lot of high-profile people really wanting to become Twitter CEOs. It's a private company. It runs at the whim of Mr. Musk. Unless you have a 5-year contract with a buyout clause baked in, like an exit strategy baked in worth millions, why would you put your reputation and your history on the line for an entity where you could be fired at any minute? You don't want to play that game. So I can see where if he's going to try to steal somebody from somewhere else, that's going to be near impossible. If he's going to try to get someone out of retirement to kind of help out, I don't know who out there shares this philosophy. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And of course, you're the CEO of Twitter. What autonomy do you have? What can you institute, not institute, without looking over your shoulder and going, is that okay, Mr. Musk? Are you okay with me doing that? You're not going to fire me, are you? Yeah, I don't see a lot of strong CEO possibilities here under those kinds of conditions. So Twitter followers, congratulations, and good luck to you all. But at the end of the day, what's going to change here? I don't know. I don't know. For Tesla shareholders, it comes down to really the bottom line, and that is the bottom line. Are they making money or aren't they making money? Can Tesla sell every car they can build going forward? Is that their situation right now? And will that be the situation going forward? The shares closed at $150.23 on Friday night. Trades at 48.7 times earnings, almost 50 times earnings. Now, you got to cut Tesla a break in that they do have a waiting list of buyers for the truck, the pickup truck. They have had buying lists of buyers who wanted the Model Y and the Model 3. But lately, the issue at Tesla has been that in January, all the car manufacturers in the United States find out what the federal government's verdict is regarding tax incentives for buyers of electrical vehicles in the United States. And Tesla, of course, is quite eager to find out what their status is. Now, they seem to be indicating that the two top models of the Tesla vehicles, the Model S and the Model X, the first two passenger vehicles they produced, probably won't qualify for any kind of a tax break. They're too high priced. They'll be out of the picture. But the Model 3 and the Model Y, those two definitely have a shot at tax breaks. The question is, what will it actually be? And without tipping their hands so much, Tesla has basically come out in the last month and said, look, folks, if you're thinking of getting a Model 3 or a Model Y, we'll make it easy for you. Why don't you get one now? We have inventory available. Finally, because it's been a while, they've never had inventory available. And we'll give you a $3,750 price break on your choice of vehicle. And now this past week, they threw in 10,000 miles of electrical supercharging for no extra price. Good for 2 years. So you can drive the car for up to 2 years, use your 10,000 miles for no charge, get $3,750 back up front. Don't even worry about the tax deal. Because there are some buyers out there who just, they might be semi-retired now. They don't work job to job, week to week, month to month. And they have cash set aside. They can buy a Tesla whenever they want one, but they're not going to get a tax break because they don't pay enough in taxes because they don't have an income. So here's $3,750 off the price of your vehicle. Just save some money and get 10,000 free miles. Here you go. Well, a car company doesn't offer stuff like that unless a car company is overstocked in what they have. A car company is concerned about the present pace of sales and or is concerned about future competition. There's many things a car company thinks about. And if the tax break is going to come in at, say, $5,000 or as much as $7,500, the question then is, will there really be enough of a demand for the vehicle with only the tax break as the incentive? Or does Tesla have to not only attract buyers because of the tax incentive, but on top of that, they're still going to have to offer deals? And this is what the shareholders want to know. If you're a shareholder of Tesla now, going to be one perhaps, or you want to remain one, do you remain a shareholder of the company? If it is possible, again, these are the hypotheticals, possible that the company, even with the tax incentives, won't have enough momentum on the order sheet to move enough vehicles without additional deals being added on to that. You can bet that Ford and GM and others will step up with their version of deals, left, right, and center, to get market share. Tesla has to ask itself the same thing. It used to be just call a social media event at Tesla, have Elon come onto a stage in front of 5,000 raving Tesla fans, or whatever the number would be, and unveil prototypes of what new cars are going to look like. This is our new car. Here's our new SUV. And then just take the advance orders from these vehicles. That's all he had to do until a few years ago. Well, those days are over now because we all know what a Model 3 looks like. We know what a Model Y looks like. There isn't much more to say about that. And now the question is, will they fly? So with a 48-time multiple on the stock, every vehicle they're moving now, they're getting $3,750 less money for. That's pure profit off the top. I mean, this isn't like $3,750 of costs that are being eliminated. This is money in the front door for every unit they're moving out the door. That's $3,750 per vehicle they're not getting. The electric giveaway is a 2-year bleed that will be, 4% a month for 24 months. It'll be slowly felt that way. But now in January, February, March, what about the tax incentives and what about additional incentives? Will it still be required that a cash discount of $3,750 will be required, and the tax break and a gasoline or a supercharger break? if that's the case, it's not like the tax break is going to cost Tesla any money. It costs them nothing. It's the federal government giving you, the Americans out there, a tax break on a vehicle. But in the old days, up until a few months ago, Tesla would just add $7,500 to the price of a car if they knew you were going to get a $7,500 credit from the government. And so it was easy times for Tesla. There was guaranteed added profits every time they knew you were getting a break from the government. This is changing now because there's competition, and they're not the only game in town anymore. And now this is going to get a little more dicey. And that's why we're now at $150 a share on Tesla instead of $300. The Twitter thing doesn't help at all. It is absolutely not adding a single bit of confidence to the Tesla stock. And so we're now dealing here with quite a number of issues that the company the company shares were not having to deal with before. And 48 times earnings is not cheap. And we'll have to see how this all kind of comes out. Okay. There is the story. 153.38 last trade on Tesla, up $3 a share in the pre-market, and we'll see how the markets open up here in a few minutes, 45 minutes from now. See what really gives. Okay. As far as other stocks go, P multiple wise and so on. As I said earlier, we're going to now focus on company performance rather than overall interest rate policy and overall inflation. We're going to zero in now on Apple and Microsoft and Oracle and XYZ company and on and on and on. All the public companies. Are they able to meet their projections? Will analysts turn negative on these companies being able to meet reduced production numbers, estimated numbers? We're unlikely to receive any kind of forward guidance from almost all of Wall Street going forward. And that is a telling sign right there that when they can't even tell us how they think they're going to do, they don't want to be on record to even say that. That's bad news. You could play the alternative and say, well, Bruce, if you're Mr. Cook, Tim Cook at Apple, you could play the game of we're not going to give you an idea and you're going to let the street kind of downplay the numbers, and then you come in 5% above and just blow the street away. You're a hero. Yeah, but then you'll be looked at and people say, why didn't you give us this estimate? You knew this is you knew this is the plan. You already knew you were exceeding the street estimates. Why didn't you correct the street 6 weeks ago? Why are you keeping your shareholders in the dark? That's not what you're supposed to do as a CEO. You're supposed to be kind of letting us in on where we're at, because you're not the owner of the company. You're the chief executive officer of the company. You're not the owner. And the owners are the shareholders who buy and sell your stock. And don't you think it would be fair to someone who owns stock in your company to be given the straight facts on what's really going on, rather than have them blindly sell stock because they need to raise some money for an addition or whatever the financial problem is? They need to raise some money, and they had 3 stocks to choose from, and they decided to sell Apple stock without knowing the truth of how Apple's really doing. That you knew. That's not good. That sets up lawsuits. So CEOs are in a little bit of a pickle here if you want to try to hide info from your shareholders that is actually better than what the street is talking about. You got to be careful with that. So we'll see how that all plays out too. Lots more to follow. Welcome one and all to the program this morning. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. From those of you who are watching me from around the world, I hope you're getting all geared up for your holiday coming up. We are here, Jennifer and I, we're getting geared up for our daughter's arrival. We're gearing up for Jennifer to go into the Eisenhower Medical Center to get her hip replaced. We have a lot going on around here. And the next month or so is going to be full of a lot of different emotions. So we're just gearing up as best we can. In the meantime, I'm gearing up for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday to offer, for the first time ever, what we now are referring to as the 6-on-1 shows. And these are where I will host 6 viewers on camera simultaneously on a private telecast from 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. While the markets are up and live, we're going to have our own live private session to talk about what we're following here and what some of you might be interested in trading or getting some advice from each other and from yours truly as to just how your account should be structured right now, with the market doing what it's doing and with stocks doing where they are, where they're going, and where they're going. We have a lot to cover here. I'm quite looking forward to these 6-on-1s. It's the first time I'll have done this. Of course, I've done one-on-one sessions with many of you, which are very productive, very helpful. But I look forward to the 6-on-1s coming up starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's show, Tuesday show, we have sold out all 6 spots. They are gone. For Wednesday coming up, I think we have 3 openings left. 3 are gone, 3 to go. And Thursday, we have 4 openings left. 2 gone, 4 to go. If we end up with 3 viewers only on a show, the show goes ahead. It'll be 1 on 3. And the cost is $150 for you folks to join in. A typical one-on-one that I do is $400. So you're going to get a $400 value for $150, depending on how few show up. I have a feeling, though, those of you who show up with 6 going, you're going to enjoy the roundabout, because there'll be a total of 7 of us on camera going over where we're at and where we think we're at. And I think this is going to prove to be very valuable for you option writers. I was just thinking of this, that if you're going to write 5 options on GameStop or whatever, you need only bring in 30 cents more per contract to cover the cost of the 1-hour session. That's how you got to figure it out. So if it's a stake offer that is suggested to you, or it's a contract with a different strike price that's being suggested to you with a different expiry date, and that turns into $1 a contract cash more to you times 5 contracts, that's $500 to you additional cash. It costs you $150 to figure that out. The rest of the hour is free, and whatever you learn from the rest of the hour, you just add it to your plus side of your ledger. I don't think any of you will have any trouble justifying the cost factor, and I think what you're going to pick up is going to be invaluable forever. So I'm looking forward to doing these 1-on-6s. If you have an interest in joining me, if you'd like to be part of the 1-on-6 live get together, I need you to make a donation to PayPal.com. There's my PayPal donation link there, which should be down below in the description of this channel, but there it is there. You can make a payment there for $150 US. And then after you do this, send me a private email, would you please? Right here, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. And just say, hey, Uncle Bruce, I just sent you a payment for 150 American dollars. I would like to attend the session on Wednesday or Thursday. Tell me which one. I'll then book you in, send you back a confirmation email. And about 10 minutes before we begin the 6-on-1s, I'll send you a link. And you'll be linked in privately for the session. And it'll just be for the 6 of us. After the session is over, I will then send an email to each of you who are in the session, rerun of the live session, so that you can watch it a second time or a third time, anytime you want, as many times as you want. All right. Fantastic. Those of you out there who want to take classes and become educated on how to write stock options, head over here to my website, stockmarkswithbruce.ca. You'll find 14 classes available on how options work, how they're created, how they go up and down, how they expire, either in the money or out of the money, how to do rollovers, the 90-10% acquisition rule for deep in the money contracts, how to do poor man covered calls. We cover it all. There are 14 classes, and they're $150 a piece. And if you make your investment into that, you've got a pretty good shot at starting to look at writing options on an ongoing basis. And for those of you who would like to become self-employed and not be working anymore for an entity and be working for yourself, option writing might be the ticket of the freedom, the ticket to freedom that you're looking for. And more of you who engage me on a one-on-one basis, you make it very clear to me that you're looking for an added income to come in. And there are a number of you out there who are curious, how much money do I need to have? How much in assets do I have to have to be able to write enough contracts to be able to be self-employed and not working anymore? The answer to that question is, how much money a month do you need to live on? That's the first one right there, obviously. And so if you're in need of $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month or $6,000 a month after deductions and taxes, then that's a starting point that we kind of work with, and then we'll go from there. But to give you an idea of the kind of money that's being made here, for those of you who are newbies and you're just finding me for the first time, you've stumbled onto this channel through LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you notice how many thumbs ups I get all the time, and YouTube has pushed you my way. To give you an idea, you can buy GameStop shares. You can buy them for about $21 a share right now, $20.80 ballpark. So if you got $2,100, you can buy 100 shares of GameStop as an example, and then you can write one call on GameStop. And that one call, if you write, say, I don't know, maybe a contract that is a few months out, maybe a March contract, something like that. Now that we're coming into the end of December, if you write a March contract on GameStop, you could write a $25 or $23 March contract that's out of the money for almost $3.50 a contract. A 22, which is $1.20 out of the money, you could write one of those for like $3.90. So a $3.90 contract means, you multiply that by 100 shares per contract. That's $390 in cash to you. You're selling a call. You're creating a call from your 100 shares, and you're saying to the option market, here's a call option. You can buy my stock from me for $22 a share, which is higher than it's trading at. I'll give you till the third Friday of March to do it, but you got to give me $390 up front, American. Now, it's a $2,100 investment on your part, $2,080, and then you're getting back almost $400 to offer this contract. Now, if a month from now, 5 weeks from now, the shares are still in this neighborhood here, your call won't be trading at $3.90 a piece anymore because it's running out of time. Every day that goes by, March is coming. This is a March 17th expiry contract. A month from now is January the 19th, and this contract has about 6 weeks of life left in it, maybe 7 weeks. It's not going to be trading at $3.90. A month from now, it'll be lucky if it's trading at $2.90. In theory, you might wait a week or two longer, even if the shares dip a little by 75 cents a piece, which they can do anytime. That's a daily move here. These contracts could be down to $1.95, $2 very quickly. And that's half of the money you've received coming your way. In effect, you can buy back the contract you've sold today anytime you want. And if you've targeted in your mind a $2 profit for you before you buy a call back, you're going to buy this call back at about $1.90.95. And if you did that, you'll clear about $200 on this contract. Sold it for almost $400, bought it for not quite $200. Keep the change, $200 in your pocket for an investment of $2,080 by buying 100 shares. Of course, the minute you buy back your call, you can just turn right around and write a new call. That might be an April or a May contract, another 2 months out, about $4 each, yet again, and play the same game that in the next 4 to 6 weeks, you're looking to buy those back for about $200 less each time. This gives you almost 12 rollovers a year, more or less. But if you score $200 in 4-6 weeks on a contract like this, you can't live off of that. No. But then again, does anyone ever say to you, oh, all you need is $2,000 in stock and you can live off that stock for all your bills? No one says that. However, if you picked up 10 of these contracts, you bought 1,000 shares instead of 100 shares, you'd be putting in not quite $21,000 to buy 1,000 shares of GameStop. You can now write 10 contracts, bringing in $4,000. And if you buy them back for $2 a piece less, you will clear $2,000. Now, for a lot of folks, $2,000 every month or so, 5 weeks, 6 weeks or so, helps with the bills. Doesn't replace a salary, but makes a difference around the house for maybe some old bills lying around, or the ability to put winter tires on the car, or something special. If you're able to write 20 calls at a time, then it gets interesting, because you have theoretically 2,000 shares of GameStop that'll run you about $42,000, $44,000, but you could be bringing in $4,000 in profits every month or so. And now there are people out there going, wait a minute, hold it a second, whoa. About 4,000 in profits around a month or so. You're starting to talk about one of our salaries here. There's myself, my better half, or I have a full-time job and I have a part-time job. My part-time job, I make like $1,200 a month net on that. My better half only works part-time, bringing in about $1,200 a month there. You're sort of telling me maybe, possibly, the two of us could quit our part-time jobs. And I'd only have a full-time job. My spouse would have no job to worry about. Can look after the household, the kids, whatever, study, whatever the other one's doing. This is a game changer here. And yes, it is. And we're still talking about only $40,000 employed. We're not talking about $1 million in your life that you can live off. I mean, if you've got $75,000 to $100,000 in assets out there that you've picked up over many, many years of work and savings and what have you, or you've stumbled into a little bit of an estate settlement, a relative passed away, and you've just inherited $70,000 on top of $10,000 or $20,000 you're managing now, all of a sudden you're sitting on $80,000, $90,000. This scenario right over here, just buying shares in a company like GameStop or others, this is where you could haul in $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month in income. And that really changes things, because now you're going, wait a second, I'm hauling in $80,000 to $100,000 a year from my asset here, this money that I'm sitting on. I can quit my day job now. I don't have to work for this paycheck every 2 weeks. I would rather quit my full-time job and just have a part-time job. I'd rather have that. And the part-time job I'll do on weekends. Thank you very much. I'll do the part-time job in non-stock market hours, so that I can take a look at keep an eye on my option portfolio here. There are folks who are literally quitting their jobs with between $50,000 and $100,000 of assets under administration. They're walking away from their full-time jobs, writing options. It's that lucrative. But you got to be on it, and you've got to be willing to learn how it works. You've got to be willing to invest in yourself. The old expression out there, people say, oh, how much money can I make doing that? How much do you want to invest in yourself? What you put in, you're going to get out. In Canada, every parent's, it used to be that every parent's dream was their kid become an NHL hockey player. I'm sure in America, there are many parents over the decades who dreamt that their child become a baseball player, a basketball player, a football player, a professional something. Well, the amount of capital that parents put into their children's athletic careers could be measured in dollars, but also measured in tears and in dedication. Getting up first thing in the morning and getting the kids to practice and so on and so forth. It's a question of how much did they put in versus how much they're getting back out. And the ones that succeed, usually speaking, the ones that succeed the most are the ones that you can't hold them back. They don't get up reluctantly to go practice. They can't wait to go practice. They want to get going. Those are the successors when it's all said and done. And you talk to a professional golfer's parents and say, when that golfer, man or woman, was a child, what was it like? And they'll tell you, oh, I couldn't keep them off the golf course, couldn't keep them away from the driving range, they would go to lessons all the time. They would do this, all these tournaments they were into. Well, with hockey in Canada, it's the same thing. We got all the various leagues of hockey all the way up, and the parents are buying the skates and the equipment and the ice time, and on it goes. It's a question of what you put in to get out. In the case of most of you out there, in your careers today, for many of you in your careers today, you have an investment that you've made into your career. It's called, unfortunately, a student loan. And there are many of you who are sitting on student loans of epic numbers, incredibly high numbers, where you're not being paid a fair wage for the amount you've invested into your craft. Hopefully, as time goes by, you will be paid back and paid off for that as your seniority grows, experience grows, and salary. But those of you out there who understand that philosophy, what you put in is what you're going to get back, you totally will understand what's happening here with writing options. It's a no-brainer. If you don't buy into that notion, then you're a guaranteed individual. Guaranteed you'll make no money writing options. If you don't put anything into it, you will get nothing out. And there you have it. There's the inevitable result of someone not putting something in to get something back. Best teams in football and basketball and hockey and baseball, they practice. That's the price they pay. They've got the skills. In baseball, they know how to hit the ball. They know how to throw the ball. They know how to catch the ball. They just need now practice time to put it all together. And the hardest practicing teams are the ones that usually excel on the field with all the skills they've got. Here, you want to learn how to write options, you can hang out with this gang right over here, read what these people say, and follow what they're talking about. You can take my classes, all you want, from class number 1 to class number 14 on my website. And you can also look me up for one-on-ones if you like. And the more you learn, the more comfortable you're going to get. And the more comfortable you get, the more prolific you become as an option writer. Because what you don't understand going in, and you can only understand when you're in it, is how much you have to understand and learn to be able to be an option writer. Because you try to tell a friend of yours over Thanksgiving dinner what it is you do with option writing. You can give them a 60-second synopsis to desperately, hopefully they won't give you that glazed over look because they'll be lost. But you've now covered 1/1,000,000th of 1% of what it is you do. And that's the reason why in the real world, less than 1% of all market participants in the stock market, less than 1% of the investors out there write options because they don't know it. They don't understand it. There's a perceived notion that some people believe they shouldn't be doing this. This is only for banks, only for hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds. It's not for individual investors. That is incorrect. But you'll never know unless you investigate it. And so there's a zillion places you can go on the internet about options. The Chicago Board of Trade, the actual exchange, likely has chapters and chapters of information about how options work. But on a practical, easy to understand level, a plain English, quote unquote, level, plain English, there's one place you can go that I know works. You can go to my website and check out the classes that I've done, and you don't have to commit to buying all of them. You can just buy one at a time, whichever one you want. Watch them as many times as you want. Add a second class, add your third, and go from there. No upfront commitment required. You don't have to come up with thousands of dollars to get into this program. $150 you're in. And now you decide when your next contribution will be made based on how good you feel about it. If you're hanging out here with these guys, you've joined probably the finest group of YouTubers that exist. These folks here, not only are these folks option writers and are hanging out with each other on this channel, they're paying to be here. This is the goofy part about all this channel. This channel breaks all the rules. This channel is not free if you want to be a commentator during market hours. You have to pay. But these folks willingly will pay a fee per month because they get so much, much, much more than just hanging out with each other here. Those who are Gold Bagel members, that's these folks right here. These guys. These folks get 5 extra shows first thing in the morning. They get one every morning before this show starts at 8:30. And they get a Wednesday night primetime live show, which is just a hangout with me and them. Friday night, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern. They get 6 items a week more than just a typical member of this channel. That's 24 things a month more than anyone else. And the cost is $25 a month to be a Gold Bagel member. A regular member of this channel, $10 a month. That's all it costs. So you're going to spend, what is that, 40 cents a day, I guess, $10 a month? Yeah, 40 cents a day to comment here. You can ask me during live market trading, what do you think, Bruce, about this and that? What should we do? What's your opinion on this? If you're a Gold Bagel member, you're paying about $1 something a day to be here for the privilege of talking to me live here and 24 additional features, generally speaking. I would say it's good value. So these folks are paying to be here. They've all taken the classes pretty well. All of these have pretty well taken every single one. They're all option writers now. They're all making money in the market, and they keep coming back. Now, if they had not learned how to write options, they were not able to make money doing the option writing. They were just losing money every time they came onto the channel. How many of these folks would pay to be here? There'd be nobody. There'd be no one here at all. But these folks are here every single day, 5 days a week. And they employ my services from time to time on a one-on-one as well. And of course, starting tomorrow, 6-on-1s. We're going to now do 6-on-1s. A number of these folks have signed up for 6-on-1s. I'm looking forward to that. So thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. 17 minutes to go, and we start trading today. Let's find out what this Dow really has, this market has going for it. The Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P. We're down 5 points on the Dow right now, 5 points lower. We're down 1 point on S&P, and NASDAQ is down 18 points. So that's where we're at right now. Let's see what this market has for us. Do we have any kind of a dead cat bounce today? Do we have a dip to start the day, a recovery during the day, try to go higher by the end of the day? Do we lose all that momentum by lunch hour and then come right back down? Or do we had a little upward momentum pre-market, we're losing it, and now we're going to just go straight south because of the perception of the market investor? Hey, I was worried about inflation and interest rates. I'm not worried about that so much anymore. I know that's around for a while. What bothers me now, Bruce, is will these corporations be able to meet the reduced expectations that analysts have put on these stocks, or are they worse off? That's what I want to know. Well, we'll find out when we get this party started. Thank you all for being here today. I love you guys. Appreciate it very much. We'll get going here in a few minutes and see what the party has in store for us. As I say, it's going to be a most interesting couple of weeks coming up. The end of the year here, tax loss selling seems to be over more or less, although there's still a few folks who are probably into this. It depends on where in the world you live. that dictates how tax loss selling works for you. My Americans have one way of doing it. Canadians have another. The Brits, the Germans, doesn't matter. Wherever you are in the world, there's a different way to handle tax loss selling, year-end tax loss selling, and it's different everywhere. So we'll figure that out. But I think we're getting much closer to the end of this whole fiasco of tax loss selling than before. Okay. Thank you all very much for being here. Appreciate it. All right. We're getting ready to start this party here. Oops. Getting ready to start this party from starting. There we go. Okay. I check my emails all the time. I don't know about you guys, but do you guys get junk mail like you can't believe? Isn't it just unbelievable how much junk mail you guys get? I try to clean my thing out as many times as I can, get the crud out of my junk mail folder as much as I can. Easier said than done, I'll tell you. It just never ends. By the way, 111 thumbs ups. Thank you, all of you, for throwing a few thumbs ups at this YouTuber. I'm a little under the weather today. Thank you all. A little bit of a rough throat today, but I'm hanging in there, trying to get through another day of fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away. Thank you all for joining me. I noticed that in the pre-market right now, we've got Rocket Lab off about 1.8 cents, I guess. SoFi is down 2.5 cents. Make that up 2.5 cents at 466.5. The GameStop shares are down 4 cents. Matterport is up 4. 23andMe unchanged. Spire Global looks like we're up 7 cents. ATIP, it shows. I'm not sure if I'm reading this right. Maybe I'm in need of new reader glasses, but it looks like ATIP is up 9 cents a share. But I'm having trouble believing this because the volume on ATIP is almost non-existent. So I don't know if this is really to be trusted. This is the problem with pre-market trades on some stocks. You can get an indication on Apple, maybe, on high cap stocks, but something like an ATIP, it makes it kind of hard to believe in what an ATIP, is showing. I'm just gonna take a look at ATIP here from CNBC's pre-market. Yeah, I'm having trouble with this. It's showing 200 volume. Last trade now is 33 cents, up 2 cents, 2.5 cents. And it was showing up to 39 cents on my other device. So, I wouldn't mind if ATIP was at 40 to 45 cents this morning. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not really going to count on that as fact. Okay. So we'll wait for the opening on that one. Smart Rent looks like it's up 6 cents. Sixtera is up 3. Now, Apple shows a 29-cent gain. Goldman down 16 cents. Cisco up 11. Tesla up 422 to 154.52 now. 429 gain. 3% better. ARC Innovations up a penny. Microsoft up 58 cents. Bed Bath Beyond down 3 cents. Pfizer is up 7. HPQ, Hewlett Packard, unchanged, lost 12 cents on Friday. Carvana down 3 cents. It's at $5 even. Google is up 20 and Amazon up 13. Speaking of price earnings multiples, noticing this morning that the Amazon shares are trading at a much higher PE multiple than Google does. And that keeps me cautious. I've got Amazon right now at 80 times earnings, 80. That is a very high PE multiple for this stock, and it's at $87. On the Google itself, GOOG, it's showing 18.9 times earnings. 18.9. That is very reasonable, actually. So if you were going to write options and you were asking me, Bruce, I want to diversify my holdings. I want to, I have GameStop that I write options on all the time. I've got Apple that I write options on. I might have some HBQ. I might have some Cisco, or I've got some Pfizer. What other stocks would you recommend I take a look at? And I would say Google, because down here at 90, what is it now? $90 a share, roughly. This is $1,800. Remember, this split for 20 to 1 this past year. This is $1,800. The high of Google in the last 52 weeks was $152, $3,000 a share. We're now at 1,800 something. I like the fact that it's at 19 times earnings. And if you do buy the shares and write calls, great. It costs you $9,000 to buy 100 shares, American money. If you want to buy deep in the money calls, there might be deep in the money calls that would work for you. You're going to have to check the option chain. You're going to have to understand my 90-10 rule, hence the lessons, and see if the Google shares qualify. Do they qualify for you? Excuse me. Do they qualify for you under the 90-10 rule to allow you to be able to write calls against them? And if you could, if you can, instead of spending $9,000 for 100 shares of Google, you can spend less than $4,000 to buy a call option, a deep in the money call option, and write a call. You're going to write 2 calls instead of 1 call for the same amount of money that it would cost you to buy the shares. 100 shares, $9,000, 2 in the money calls, maybe $8,000 to $9,000, and you can write 2 calls against 2 calls. That's double your cash flow from your option premiums. That's the head start you want. That is the absolute leverage you want to get. 2 to 1 at least. That would be huge. You can't always get it on every stock, but if you can increase your leverage by able to write more calls because you have deep in the money calls, it is the way to go, and it is a way to become self-employed faster, much faster than just buying the shares only. Okay? Thank you all so much for being here this morning. It's great to have you here. What else is going on here? Lots of folks talking to each other this morning, which is, of course, what we always find here. My viewers are comparing notes with each other. They're asking, what's he talking about with this ATIP stuff? He's out of his mind. Got to keep them guessing. That's the way I figure it. Never let your viewers get comfortable. Always have them wondering, what's he doing? Thank you all so much for being here today and hanging out with yours truly as we battle through Monday now, December the 19th. 2022. Can you imagine? Can you believe it? Next week, Monday, a week today. First of all, we have a holiday and we're past Christmas. Can you believe it? And in 2 weeks, we have a holiday and we're past New Year's. I mean, geez, are we talking about changing of time going by quickly? Wow. I'm excited. I'm sure you are too. It sounds really cool. It's going to be great. Thank you all for popping by and saying hi and hanging in. I hope you're going to do well today, writing options, doing rollovers if you need to, or shifting gears, whatever you need to do. We have lots to work on. I now note that not only is the Dow off 16 to 18 points, the S&P 500 is down 1/4 point. So that's 2 of the 3 indexes that have turned red rather than be positive. And that NASDAQ, which was higher, I thought 50, 60 points, is now only up 7 or 8 points. So it's also given up ground. Oil, by the way, is in Texas, 75, 75, like somewhere in that neighborhood, up 146, 75, 75, up $1.46. It's trying to get better in that the speculation is that, China is going to go through their COVID thing and then demand for oil will go up. What I don't think the oil market is getting is that China has been able to buy oil at 20, 30% off the world price through Russia and has been doing so. I think China is loaded with oil, tons of it. And the other thing about China I wonder about is how bad is this COVID wave going to be really in China? We're told now 3 waves to look for in China. regarding COVID. What we won't know, probably, and it might only come out in quarterly or annual statistics, is the GDP performance of the country and its export volumes. How many workers in Japan are going to pass away or become so ill from the virus that they are incapacitated for a very long time? And their production can't be replicated and replaced just like that. It's not quite that simple. Is it possible that the Chinese workforce is going to be decimated? And also, if a high number of seniors, and this is the big rumor that's going around, a very high number of seniors in China are not vaccinated, the question then becomes, how many of them within the family become very ill, and it will require another member of the household, in other words, a working member of the household, to stay behind to look after grandma, grandpa, aunts, and uncles. I mean, if you're in an apartment condo building of some kind that's 50 stories high, and inside that building there are 10 units that are lived in by one family's, extended family, there could well be 4 or 5 of those units that have very ill going forward people that will need constant care. There may well be 1 or 2 of the other family members staying behind to look after them, to do the laundry, get their groceries, help out with whatever has to be helped out, medication, doctor's appointments, who knows what. This could be a real detriment to the Chinese economy that no one wants to talk about. Certainly no one on any show that you're watching talks about this. I mean, they're not going to talk about that. This is something that we have to wonder about. This has been happening in America and Canada and elsewhere for over a year and a half. How many North Americans have been relegated, whether they want to or not, to look after mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, uncle here, cousins here, brothers and sisters? There's a lot of folks in North America who could be working that can't be working because they have been employed and have been, encouraged by the family as a whole. You look after mom and dad, we will take care of your bills from our paychecks, so that you won't have financial problems, because it's not fair that you can't pay your bills because you're looking after our parents. We'll kick in to help this out. That could be part of the big reason why there's such a labor shortage in North America, and it won't get solved overnight because these folks are long-term COVID sufferers, and we don't know how long this is going to last. We never had this happen before. This is all news to us. So we'll see what happens. We're 2 minutes away from opening this market, guys. Wow. I'm excited for you folks. It could be a fun opening, a fun week this week. We're still down 25 on the Dow and 1.5 on S&P. We're only up 3.5 on NASDAQ. So we're really not getting any, big time buy wave of happiness coming through here. That's not happening. So let's see. We lost 281 on Friday on the Dow Jones markets. So 281 point drop Friday. We're down 22 right at the moment with about a minute and a half to go. So let's follow the opening and see what, let's see what happens after that. Okay, guys? Thank you all. Great to have you all here, and appreciate you visiting and spending some time with me. I hope all of you make a ton and a ton of money. That would be just fine by me. Thank you all for your support of this channel and support of this YouTuber. It is appreciated. All right, guys, welcome everyone to the party, pal. We're waiting for Larry to ring the bells to start everything going. He's ready. He's on standby. Rock on. He's ready. He's just about ready to roll. Giddy up. Okay. Oh my gosh. That fun times. Everyone's picking up soap from Flint Creek Soap Company. Right on, pal. Way to go. Everyone's getting ready to smell their best at Christmas time and holiday time. How about that? All right. I'm just making sure everything here is up to speed. It looks like everything's up to speed. I think I'm up to snuff. And there it is, my friend Larry Titus. Thank you, sir. Hitting those bells to get this party going. We're up and running. And now let's see what the markets have in store for us for real now that the pre-market is over, okay? Let's see what's really going on. All right. There we go. I think I've got the Dow off 25 points, kind of where we were on the pre-market. That looks kind of accurate right now. Up maybe 2 on S&P and up 6 on NASDAQ. We'll see how this jumps about here in the first few minutes. Oil up 133 last I saw. I'm looking at Moderna up $6, GameStop unchanged. Now I see it up down a penny. It's jumping around. ATIP, I'm not sure if this is an accurate trade. Nope, no accurate trade, so I don't know what ATIP is doing yet. Tesla's up 294 to 153.17. It was 154.55 for a while today. Hasn't been able to come up to that level yet. We'll see if that happens, has much to it. Flint Creek Soap Company, you guys rock. I'm working on a new campaign. I see the light and know how I'm going to grow this company. I love my cheerleaders here. Right on, Flint Creek. Keep it going, buddy. We're down 57 now on the Dow Jones. We're down 3.6 on S&P, 12-point drop on NASDAQ. Okay, everybody. GameStop is up 7 cents to 20.87 now, 20.84, up 3. Waiting on other stocks to start trading here and see what's going on. I got Apple down, I think, 14 cents. Amazon off 83, Home Depot down 265, Cisco down 24, Netflix down $1.26. So slight drops to start the day. 36-point drop on the Dow at the moment. Okay. 5.5-point drop on S&P, NASDAQ down 24.8. There you go. All right. Woo-wee. Yeah. Oh, JR saying we have a new channel here called Soap Sense with Flint Creek. How about that? There's something there. You never know. We're down 46 now on the Dow. Now we're down 19 as we get these computer programs kicking in right away. We're down 2 on S&P. We're down 17.9 on NASDAQ. All three indexes are in the red now, 2 minutes into the morning. So this is just the first initial wave. We were positive maybe a 1/10 to a 1/5 of a percentage point an hour before we opened. We were definitely positive this morning, but not incredibly green. So maybe we have a little sell wave and then we turn green, or we have a sell wave, go flat for a while, and then a sell wave comes in. We'll see. I'll keep you posted as best I can. GameStop now 20.51, down 29 cents. The question I've got on GameStop is, will GameStop test $20 a share today like it tried to on Friday? Because it got down to 20.01 for the low, but it didn't hit 20. Didn't go under 20. We're now at 20.52, down 28 cents here. We're now at 20.49. So we're just broken under the 20.50 barrier. We've only had 187,000 trade. There's no support here. It's not like there's a million shares of buyers to buy it up. We're quiet on the support side. Could it be that the shares break 20 this morning, test the 19 neighborhood for a while before popping back over 20 again to see if there's any kind of a recovery bounce? I don't know. If you have contracts out there that have really backed off for you guys, then you may want to take a look at some stink bids, $1 a share lower than here. Try to extrapolate in your mind, what would my contract trade for if the stock traded at $19.50 a share for 5 minutes? Do you think I could get my share contract back at this low price? I sold them at $5 and $6 and whatever dollars a piece. They were 180 this morning, 170. Could they be 88 cents today? on a pullback. And then on a bounce back, they'll pop back to 130, 40, 50, and I'll rewrite new calls maybe for a month down the road at a lower strike and bring in $3, $4, $5 a contract again. Should I consider that? 2043 is where GameStop is right now, down 37 cents. I think we're near or about at the low of the day. Yep, 2043. This is about the low of the day. So how do you proceed here on this? That is the question. And of course, you can always ask yourself, what would my call trade for if the stock touched $18.99 for like a nanosecond and bounced back to 1975 and then through 20 later today? What happens if that stock dropped under 19? Would my calls really come in cheap? I should put in a buyback at those levels just in case I get lucky. Because if you get a market seller, someone who's saying, sell my contracts at market because I think the end is near, you might be the only buyer they can find. You might be the only buy order out there, and you get a buyback at super cheap prices. Stink bids save lives, folks. Don't underestimate stink bids. You want to take advantage of them. 2038 now on GameStop. We're quickly coming to the $20 level here. It would appear to me we are going to perhaps test the $20 support level and see if it can hold or not. Interesting. All right. Splair is saying that ATIP is trading at 39.69 on first trade, and on eToro it shows 38 cents. I have it now at approximately 35, high 34, low 13,700. Traded last at 34, up 3.5. That's where I've got ATIP this morning. Okay. Tesla's up 92 cents at 150, 115, giving up whatever gains the pre-market was showing. The Dow right now is up 3.5 points, a little bounce back recovery attempted. GameStop is 42 cents away from about the low of the day. Let me double check that. Yeah, low of the day, 2038. We're 2 cents away from that. We've got S&P off 5.5, NASDAQ down 48 points. So NASDAQ is backing up. Flint Creek, I like it. Dude, got my soaps last week. I'm very pleased. Flint Creek is happy. JR, Flint, have you ever thought of a scent of the month club similar to wine clubs? There you go. All kinds of ideas here. Now, we're up 7.5 on the Dow. Moderna's up 730 at $200 a share. We have a GameStop down 31 cents, 30 cents. We're around 20.55.59. A little recovery attempted here. ATIP at 34. Tesla's at 150, 157. SoFi 454.5 up, down 9.5 cents. Apple 134.44, down 7 cents today. HPQ up 11. Amazon down 51. HD, Home Depot down 347. Cisco down 13. Netflix down 131. Pfizer down 12 cents. IBM down 23. Microsoft down 217. Vanik down 92. Adobe down 60. It's red. It's just red all over the place. Goldman holding a 30-cent gain. That's it. Google down 28. Boeing up 278. Meta Platforms down 294 to 116.48. ME down 9.5. Rocket Lab down 11. Matterport down 20. SmartRent down 2. Spire up 2. Cyxtera down 10 cents. It was up 20 first thing this morning, before the market. Royal Caribbean down 81 to 52.60. That $60 level is gone. That stock was flirting at 60.61. It's gone. Back to 52 on Royal Caribbean. AMC is down 15 cents, and the preferreds are down to 72.4 cents each. Oh my gosh. $5.90 for the combined value of AMC and the preferreds. Oh no. Yeah, now it's 34 on first trade now. eToro 37, probably with a fee. Says Splair. Watching that ATIP quote. Yeah, we got some red out there. We're showing the Dow now, 64 points to the good. So, this first 5 minutes of selling has come through. Now let's see. We're half a point higher on S&P. Now we're just a slight bit in the red, and we're down 30 on NASDAQ. This market isn't sure what to do. It's not sure. GameStop is backing up a second time, 2045 now. It's backing up again. 34.7 on ATIP, up 4.2 cents. Tesla, 152.02, up 179 right here. Okay, guys? There it is. There it is. Okay. Fun times. 2036 on GameStop. Low of the day, 2036. I think we're at the low of the day. Yeah, 2034 was just touched. So we're at the low trading range of the day on GameStop right now, going for this possibly testing $20. We might be testing the $20 support level on GameStop this morning. We shall see. We shall see. All of y'all. Thank you all for being here today. Should be a fun time. I had a very good session yesterday. I had a couple of live sessions yesterday. And on one of my shows, one of my live sessions, I was talking to a viewer that said, we're talking about, how things have progressed on this channel over the last 2 years and how viewers on this channel starting in 2021 around May, June, July, began to write option contracts, and how that is taking on more and more of a dominant theme here. And I mentioned how, putting these consultations together has been very helpful for a lot of folks. And they're definitely, reacting favorably to it. And the guest said to me, well, I was looking at getting together with you this weekend, and I needed $400 to send you this PayPal donation to see it. All I did was I just wrote some calls. And I thought, well, there you go. You want to raise some money for a specific project? I need $400 to hang out with Uncle Bruce for an hour. I better write a couple of calls here at $5 each. Bring in $1,000, send them 400. And then another 150 was sent in for a 1-on-6. He said, I covered the 1-on-6 and I covered a 1-on-1 writing calls that you showed me how to do so that I can hang out with you on a 1-on-1. Now, how perfect is that? I thought, well, that's pretty good. That gotta say, because normally I will get a response from people who will say, just wrote some calls for $350 a piece, wrote 12 of them, brought in $4,200. Just took care of all my Christmas shopping, and the airfare to wherever is paid for now, and it's all done because of these options that you help us write. We just love you for it. Well, there you go, kids. You gotta love that. Option writing can solve issues, money issues. You gotta love this, right? Anyway, see what's going on. Splayer's wondering here. I'm reading a thread from 13 days ago, Uncle Bruce, about insider sell at MTTR. Raymond Pittman sold almost 800,000 of his shares in total. That's neither good or bad. It could just be a tax move for this gentleman. It could be a capital loss against capital gains from the year before. He may have had some gains when the shares were in the 20s and 30s, and he's now taking care of them with losses. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't mean much of anything. You can read into it all you want, but it's unlikely to affect the corporation. Pulse Guitar, hey, Uncle Bruce, looking at AMD option chain. I noticed the January 20 ADJ contracts, they jumped the 30 to 47 per share range. The other weeks were 2 to 3 range. What's the deal here? I'm not sure. Did AMD do a split? What's up here? I have no idea I don't know anything about AMD. I don't follow them, so I don't know what to tell you. But was there some kind of a split on the stock? Maybe that shifted the options. That would make sense to me, but I can't confirm it. I can't deny. We're up 16 on the Dow now. We're down 6 on S&P. We're down 42 on the NASDAQ. So we've got a mixed bag right now on this market. Moderna is up $5 to 198. Can't hold 200. GameStop, look at that. $20.18, you guys. The low today, 2018, and we're there right now. We're down 55 cents on GameStop. As I've been saying this morning, we're likely going to challenge the low trade here, the $20 level. It says there were 14 other insider sells while only 2 insider buys stepped in at the same time. Can it go to $2 or lower? It can go anywhere. DQ, Springer, often insider sales like that happen when stock grants vest the sale automatic to cover the tax bill on the vest. That's true too. DQ's got it there where you're an insider of the company and you get 2 million shares presented to you in lieu of salary. The shares are transferred to your name, and the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service of the United States government, says, you just got yourself so many dollars worth of stock. You owe us income tax on that. We're calling that income, not capital gain or capital loss. So the individual sells the stock into the market to raise the necessary money to pay the government the tax bill. And he ends up with 1.4 or 1.2 million shares out of 2 million shares. That could be exactly what happened here. That's exactly what could be the deal. Okay, Splair, but it seems that there are often one when going on reading struggling now is all about a call. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. And it wouldn't be surprising if more management is doing it. There might be 5 or 10 people in management that all got vested blocks of stock, and now they all have a tax problem that they all need to resolve. And these shares are all gobbled up by investors in advance. They're all waiting for the shares to be bought up. It could be all pre-negotiated with their favorite brokers. I don't know. Okay. Pulse Guitar was wondering if I should pick up 100 shares of AMD for approximately $6,400, then write one call for $4,000. Just never seen adjusted before. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I would not go there, Pulse Guitar. Just avoid these games. Stick to your knitting. Stick to the stocks you know. Enhance your revenue on what you understand, and stay away from these black holes. You're just asking for trouble, and there's no point here. There's just no point. You can't afford it. You've got to build your credibility and your cash flow with what you know, limited knowing what you're doing. And if you can build up your deep in the money call base to a higher level where you can write many, many more calls comfortably, you're going to change your life to the positive. But these kinds of moves here could cost you who knows what. I can't even tell you what's going on, so don't come to me for help. I have no idea. So what about writing 3 February 2.5 in the money calls on Matterport, 90 cents at least when it drops 20 centinos or more? I wouldn't write down here. I would not play with fire on these really super end of the year cheap prices. Not going to do it. No way. I wouldn't do it, because these stocks can each pop a couple of bucks first 2 weeks of January. They could. I'm not saying they're gonna, but they sure could, and that would catch you with a real problem. Flynn, with just a call, just got a call. What the hey? Just got a call that my power will be off for 5 hours for maintenance. My heat relies electric, and my manufacturer is on the same grid. No Wi-Fi, no heat, no trading, no bueno. Unbelievable. Pulse Guitar, and just slap my hand from the buy button. There you go. Just get away from there. Stick to what you know. We're down 31 on the Dow now. I know that. I know we're down 31 on the Dow. Now I think we're down 41 on the Dow. 14 drop on S&P, and NASDAQ down 77. That's where we're at. Okay. Oil up 123. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's a good thought. Thanks to you both. You got it. So many of you don't realize you don't understand how close you are now. So many of you, how close you are to coming to a fork in the road where you can decide for yourselves whether to stay the course and leave your existing financial world the way it is, your schedule, your work commitments, and everything else, or you can take a branch road this way. Some of you are quickly getting to the point where you're about to be able to decide whether you become self-employed or not. Many of you won't change a thing. You'll be very happy just to keep doing what you do, grow your revenue base on your option writing, and just compound that feature for the foreseeable future, because you've never been in a position ever before that has given you an opportunity to completely reassess your existence. This holiday break might be the one you need to really help you decide what's our future going to be about. Those of you in your 20s and 30s, you're just into your career right now. Everything is new for you. Everything is happening. You got friends from school and work who are making moves. You're excited and you're hoping to be part of that. Those of you in your 30s and 40s, you folks, you've done the first chapter of your career, maybe the second chapter of your career. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. And those of you in your 40s and 50s and 60s who are well beyond the first and second chapter and are well down the highway in experience many of you have probably realized this isn't working out. As hard as I'm working and as much as I know, I'm not where I should be financially compared to where we were 20 years ago. My wife and I 20 years ago could save money back then. We can't save money now. We make more money now than we've ever made. And now you're an option writer. You become an option writer. And this has changed the game for you guys. And this is where I'm saying that some of you are going to realize in a very near future that you have moved up the ladder from option writing because of the moves you've been making, writing poor man cover calls and so on. You guys are going to realize, you know what? With a little adjustment here and there, we could both quit our jobs and make more money coming in on this than working for a living. We could just do part-time jobs, the two of us, when we feel the need or we would rather work here or rather work here, if at all, or no, we're going to work from home only. We're just going to be remote workers. And we're each going to work part-time on a contract basis. And with Uncle Bruce's help, we're going to do the option writing full-time. The big change is about to happen. So many of you are that close to making this a reality. This next 6 months, I am really excited for a bunch of you folks. Auntie Jen.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in. I'm calm, and I'm, my voice is a little
stand over here.
Yeah, there you go.
I cannot get sick.
No kidding. And yet you're right here. You're just right there. But I had a good night last night. Was it Robitussin I'm taking?
Yes.
Yeah, that helped me get good sleep. A little itchy on the cough, but I'm not. I'm good. No headache, no fever. I'm battling a cold, I think. That's what I hope it is. Cross your finger. But in this world,
who knows?
Who knows what I'm battling? But here we are.
We have to test you. Get some tests. Yeah.
Why are you putting on those gloves? Yeah. What kind of a test is this?
Snap.
This is not what I had in mind for a test here. Welcome welcome all to the show. Auntie Jen is here. We're here for fun.
You have a Costco bagel this morning.
I have one more of the old ones, and then
I've already cut a Costco bagel, so you're getting a Costco bagel.
So here's the deal, okay? Went to Costco the other day and bought 12 plain bagels from Costco. Jen is going to toast up the bagel, butter it, and then what I did is I bought roasted sesame seeds from the Asian section of the grocery store. And she's going to sprinkle some roasted sesame seeds on top of the open bagels. So instead of the sesame seeds being on the outside, and we're trying to toast them, roast them, these are pre-toasted and roasted already, and we're just going to put them on the inside. And then put a layer of whatever we're going to put a layer on top of that. And I'm thinking jelly today.
Is it jelly?
Grape jelly day.
Okay. So I'll probably put the jelly and then put the sesame seeds on top.
However you want to do it.
Otherwise, they're just all going to get smooshed around.
Whatever way you feel.
Let's see how it works.
Let's see how it works.
Right?
Giddy up. Go, Rugman. Thank you, Jen, so much. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. Let's see what's going on here. 16 years ago? No, Bruce, 20 years ago, Tiff is saying, I was 16 and my only financial worries have been how to get 60 bugs for a video game. Yeah. How do I get into a bonus round? Flint Creek, I'll be out for the day, so even worse. I really need a generator. I have wood heat, but it's down from the chimney rebuild. Damn it. JR, come on, AJ. Good morning. Good morning, Jen from Larry Titus. Anderson, Mr. Anderson says, hi, Jen. Hi, R. Put some tussin on it. Flint Creek, thank you for more orders. I really appreciate them and all of you guys. Alberto, Anti-Jen, get the testing going live. Tio, drop them pants right now. Get the gloves on. Flint, Jen, good morning. Matthew, minus 40, 6815. JR, Alberto, oh, that's not a fun thought. Karen, I wrote everything I could at the end of last week, including starting some poor man cover calls. Now I just have to wait. Too soon to buy back. There you go. We're down 16 on the Dow, 15 on S&P, 91-point drop on the NASDAQ. Okay, DQ, just covered by Apple short from last week. Fool of a took. I'm number 150 on the thumbs up meter. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you, fool of a took. Appreciate this. All of you with the thumbs ups today. I appreciate it. If you're hitting the thumbs up button, I couldn't ask for more. 153 of them are in the house now. We've got the Moderna at 194, up $1.30 now. We've got GameStop at 2018. Let's see what the low was here. 2012 was the low. We're 2018-19 right now. ATIP is 34 cents, down 3.5. Tesla down is up. Sorry, ATIP is up 3.5 cents. Tesla's up 2.89. SoFi is down 8 cents to 4.56. Apple down 144 to 133. HPQ up 2 pennies. Amazon down 97. Home Depot down 199. Cisco down a dime. Netflix down 229. Pfizer down 65. International Business Machines down 46. Microsoft down 325. Vanik Semiconductors off 238. Adobe down 93. Goldman down $1.23. The Alphabet Google down 70. Boeing up 297, but Meta down 254. ME down 12. Rocket Lab down 17. Matterport down 20. SmartRent down a nickel. Spire is up 1.5, and Cyxtera down 12.5. That's what I got at the moment, everybody. Thank you. 2028 on GameStop. Mirko, Flint Creek, what's up with the power grid in the United States? Sounds like a problem. Let's see. Flint Creek says, I got your order, Matthew. It'll go today. Thank you, Flint Creek says, Matthew. There you go. Well, we're down 16 on the Dow. Again, we've got this computer-generated volatility here. Again, we just got through Friday's quadruple witching hour crap, and here we are Monday morning going through another round of whatever. We're up 1 point on the Dow, but we're down 14 on S&P, and we're down 90 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the loser, 0.85 of a percentage point for NASDAQ. Okay. Oh, boy. U.S. stocks struggle for direction after markets dive to 5-week lows. When a market struggles for direction after diving to 5-week lows, that means markets are going lower. That doesn't mean markets are going higher. When it struggles for direction after hitting 5 weeks lows, that means we're going lower. That's what the experience tells me. Yeah, you don't need struggling for direction. You don't need to struggle for direction. If you're going higher, you're just going to go higher. The buyers aren't coming in with abandon. They're coming in a tentative way, guessing, should I buy this stock or what should I do? They're not just coming and going, buy everything because we're going higher. That's not happening today. That I don't see going on. Okay. 2029 on GameStop, down 51 cents. Okay. Go SoFi.com. Hello, Uncle Bruce. This is your buddy. I just shorted 6,000 Adobe at 338.58. Congrats. See how this plays out. Alberto Flint just put my order in. Let's go. Cashmere's my favorite. Marcus, number 155. Thumbs up. Thank you. Alberto, Sammy order from Flint Creek. Get the cashmere for yourself. Also put the website up at your shop. Flint Creek. Thank you, Alberto, for that. Bobby, Uncle Bruce's GameStop, April 25s and 26 and a quarters. Will they start to shrink faster now that GameStop is around $20? Well, no, they'll just keep shrinking. I mean, they're just every day. These are Aprils. I mean, they've got time here. This is December today, January, February, March, April. Got 120 days. They'll slip, sure. Yeah, they'll keep slipping, but they're not going to crap out just because the stock's at $20.33 and they've got $26 prices, but they will drop. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And if you are long or if you're short these contracts, if you've written these contracts, you could quite easily bring in more cash by just buying these back and writing April 22s or 23s, bring in more money. It's the same same expiry date. You want to speed up everything, you could go to a March expiry by writing March 21s or 22s. That might be an alternative, but it's up to you if you want to, do that. Getting closer in, of course, will speed up the expiry, but even so, March contracts still have 90 days. February contracts, you might not make any money if you buy back your 25s or 26s and write 22s. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but you'll come in time. Yeah, he sure will. Alex is saying, I'm number 158. Good afternoon, everybody. The kids' germs finally got me. Yuck. Oh, no, Alex. Sorry to hear it. I'm sure I caught something somewhere. I mean, what do you want? We go to the grocery store, we go to Costco. Every once in a while, we're out of the house. But Jen is perfect, and I just have, I think, a bit of a cold. We'll see how it goes. I'm generally feeling all right, hanging in there. We are now sitting on the thumbs up meter of 161 thumbs up. So we only need 39 more to make 200 thumbs ups. If you guys can find a way to hit the thumbs up button for me, get me as close as possible to 200, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Matthew, I had the flu 2 weeks ago. Uncle Bruce from Alex, GameStop, $10 expiry Jan 2025s are available for $11.80. Okay. Not in the 90-10, I know, but given the premium, a long-term duration, worth making an exception. Yeah, if you can score them for $11.50 to under $12, that's definitely a good deal to go 2025 in time. Yeah, I like it, definitely. And go SoFi, SoFi.com says, now I have a profit of $17,000 on my Adobe short. Nice job. I kind of get the impression that might be Nick S. But I can't be sure. Thank you, Miss.
Give it a try.
Here we are. We have the grape jelly.
Smooshing around the sesame.
We got a plain bagel from Costco, and we got roasted sesame seeds on top
I
of
think
the.
you're gonna like it. It's like crispy on the outside, soft and gushy on the inside. Smells like a Costco bagel. Tastes like a Costco bagel. It's good.
Can taste those sesame seeds.
Yeah, a little roasted. Well, there you go.
Very nice.
There you go.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer.
It's gonna work.
Go right. Go right, man. Giddy up. Oh yeah. No matter who it is, whether if it's Nick or somebody else, if you're having a good morning this morning, I'm a happy guy. Alberto. That's Nick. Alberto. Name change isn't going to hide the number one sniper, says at Nick, says Alberto. Alberto, I got to go. I'll see everyone for the closing hour. Alberto, take care. Matthew, take care. BW, Matterport and Sixter just posted their all-time 52-week lows. Down they all go. Slow bleed outs everywhere. Alex, oh man, that bagel looks good. It's huge. Bobby, community hot tub, a cold making stew. There you go. And this is absolutely delicious. Oh yeah. So nice. This is working for me. Hot coffee on that throat. Fantastic. We're down 19 on the Dow. We're down 17 on the S&P. And we're down 111 on the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is leading the way lower. Oil is up 118 a barrel. It's not going anywhere. GameStop's at 20.28. We're off 52 cents here. Will we go below 20? That's the question. Go SoFi says, okay, I just locked in profit, 15,827. Well done, sir. Well done, Alberto. Bobby, wait, what? Community hot tub? Yuck. I had a girlfriend that was a hot tub person. No, thank you. Alex, nice to see ATIP ain't taking no nonsense today. We're at 34 cents, up 3.5 pennies on ATIP. The volume, though, 74,900. Very quiet. And that's telling me that stock is running low over there. Go SoFi. Nice work, says Alberto. 455 down 9 centinos. Okay. Oh, my. Very nice. Very, very delicious. So good, man. Oh man. Here's a good comment right here. SoFi and Carvana. now have the same stock price. And Carvana came down from 400. There really is talk out there about Carvana being a going concern. Wow. Carvana was an IPO Wall Street darling stock. They were heavily promoted and covered on the CNBC network, Fox Business, and everywhere else. And compared to SPACs, this was the way to go. You can buy into a real company, they say. The new wave of buying a car, the way of the future, all that hype and talk. And now here we are. These two are kind of the same price. And SoFi is growing their business, lessening their quarterly sales drop. The losses per share for SoFi every quarter is shrinking. It's within pennies of positive earnings. Carvana is losing their butts and going down in a sea of red, in a sea of flames. So yeah, isn't that something? Mm. Go SoFi says, you remember who introduced Carvana to you guys as a good short? Many of you made a really good return on shorting that stock. That's right. Our friend here. Yeah, this is really crazy. Everyone from that time had 100 stocks is now at 450 instead of 45. Yeah, this has been a hurt for the long-termers there. DQ SoFi raised my savings rate to 3.5%. How about that? BW, what the hell is Carvana going to do when they go belly up, and what are they going to use all those stupid Pez car vending machines for? Maybe low-income housing apartments for the homeless. I tell you, man, it's ugly. It's ugly stuff. Really a mess. Oh, my. Well, gotta say, this is thoroughly delightful. Absolutely fantastic. Roasted sesame seeds. Oh, man, what a solution. What a great idea. One chunk left to go. One chunk left. Wonderful. Oh boy. Delish. Man, oh man. It's what every YouTube creator needs. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Deep Value is saying SoFi has $1 billion in cash and their own stadium. Go SoFi says I've reshorted Adobe again. Looks like it's delicious bagel there, Bruce. Go SoFi. Adobe is heading down to 330. Bobby, I don't think SoFi owns a stadium, just on the right to put their name on it. SoFi only paid for the stadium something to get the name on it. It's not owned by them. People are so picky around here. Flint Creek, I stepped away for a minute and returned to community hot tub discussion. What the hey? Deep Value, Splayer, but still a strong sign for a good stock good stock here to spend cash on this huge ad. BW, wow, just saw the headline. Greece plans to cover 10% of food expenses for most households over 6 months, starting in February 2023 per Bloomberg. So there's still no recession in the USA. Alberto, I love when they list a drug dealer's investments at pennies to the dollar. Okay. All right. Okay. My, oh my. And the Dow is holding a 53-point gain today. The S&P is still down 7.6. It's just not coming around. And NASDAQ is down 80. It's still down almost 100. It's better, but not by a lot. Oil up 138 a barrel in Texas at 75.67. It's interesting. I read something about at the current pricing right now, the United States is ahead $4 billion on the release of oil from its national strategic reserve into the market and what they're looking to buy it back for. So the United States taxpayer is a little bit ahead. We know $4 billion doesn't buy what it used to buy, but better a gain than a loss, I'd say. Just the fact that it isn't a loss is a good thing. Definitely better. Okay. We're on Moderna now, up 250 at 195 here. 194.95. We got GameStop at 20.33. And we're down 47 cents on GameStop. 20.31, actually. ATIP, 34 cents on the nose. 3.5 cent gain today. 76,000 shares traded. That's all I'm showing here. The Tesla is up 37 cents to 150.60. We are actually going to test 150 on Tesla now. We couldn't break 150, I think, Friday during the day. We did in the aftermarket, but not during the session. Now we're coming to 150 during the session. What's going to happen here? Is Tesla going to break 1.5, 150? And if so, does it go right to 142, 143 here? What's this all about? Is there going to be a margin call on Elon Musk again? We'll watch for this. Okay. SoFi 456 up, down 8 cents. Apple 132.47 down 204. HPQ up a dime. Amazon down 125. Home Depot down 279. Cisco up 4 cents. Netflix up a dime. Pfizer down 40. IBM down 44. Microsoft down 280. Vanik Semiconductors down 240. Adobe down 249 at 336. And Nick is working on that one today. Goldman up 26. Google down 45. Boeing up a buck. Meta down 340 to 116. Okay. And we got the Dow right now holding a 52-point gain right now. Okay. What else? Did you guys figure out who I am? SoFi, go SoFi.com. I think we know who you are, Nick. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Nick. Who else is making $17,000 in an hour shorting stock? Nice work. It helps when you have millions available to you to do it, and you have the margin power to be able to back it up. And you are in front of your computer every nanosecond trading the stock. You have no idea the stress that you can run into when you do this kind of trading. You really have to be another dimension in activity and intensity to be able to do this. I don't recommend shorting for most people. I recommend you take advantage of the markets by writing call options, where you get a wonderful backup to your game plan when you write call options, and that is an expiry date. Now, this is the biggest weapon ever invented for option writers, because you can limit how long your shares are available by offering call options with these expiry dates. You also get to set the limit price. This is the second thing you get to do that you can't do with a short sale. A short sale, you sell stock now to buy it back later at a lower price. There's unlimited losses, unlimited time. You have to end it yourself. There's no expiry of the clock here. When you write a call option on something like a GameStop, you might only write a call option that has until the third Friday of January or February or March. That's as far as it goes. Between now and then, that contract will run out of time, and it will reflect a value in the open market, in the options market, whether it has one or not. If it's got book value, it'll show that. If it doesn't have book value, it will quickly show a virtual no value to the contract. The key here is you guys get the right call options on stock you already own, or deep in the money calls, and enjoy the depreciation of the contract, which is bound to happen based on time remaining for its lifetime. The more out of the money you write, the stronger likelihood that you're going to win. So exciting stuff, guys. Way to go. Let's see here. Jimmy Wilkes, I'm number 167, Bruce, on that thumbs up meter of yours. Thank you so much. We're coming at the last 8 minutes of this show, and I don't think I can last a minute longer. If you can hit that 200 thumbs up button for us, get us to 200 thumbs up. Please hit it now, because I don't know how much longer I can last. Flair, I use 200 to 500 for my own dough for day trading because it's really tricky. Everything else I throw in a few options because Uncle Bruce is right. It really is way less stressful. Yes, I short to generate funds and then buy stocks so I can write call options. I got the knack for doing it successfully. Splair, and the gains are surely made. But both works with the right rules and the right gut for it, definitely. Splair, you know that. We are now sitting on 171 thumbs ups, 29 to go. Now we have 28 to go. 172 are here. We need 28 thumbs ups in 7 or 8 minutes. Can we attract 4 or 5 a minute thumbs ups in every minute between now and the 2 hour session? Thank you all for helping out. Appreciate it. Those of you watching the rerun here, please hit the thumbs up button as well and add to the gains of the show. We love you for that. We're at 34 cents on ATIP, up 3.5. GameStop right now at 20.47. It's just above the $20 mark. The low of the day, 2012. We don't have any news on the stock. We don't have any news on the company. The question is, in everyone's mind, will GameStop shares actually break under 20 today? And if they do, how low would they go on a sell wave? We are up 98 on the Dow. That holds off. That's holding off selling to a small degree. But having said that, with a 98-point gain on the Dow, we're down just about a point on S&P and 52 on NASDAQ. So the other two markets have not fully confirmed the up move. They've come along for some of it, and then they back off again, and they come along and they back off. This is not a unified up day across the board, and that spells trouble as far as I'm concerned for this market. Go SoFi is saying my goal is to get 250,000 SoFi, and I need money to make money. There you go. Karim, I just hit mine. Uncle Bruce just hit mine. And I don't know what that means. But hopefully that's all good stuff. There we go. Okay. We're up 100 on the Dow, and we're up. We're up. No, we're not up. We're still down 0.75 of a point on S&P and down 52 or 54 on NASDAQ. And Cindy B, 179. I think Karim just hit the thumbs up, and I appreciate that. Cindy just hit her thumbs up button. We now have 180 thumbs ups, everybody. 5 minutes to go for this show. We need 20 more thumbs ups. Can you folks help me out and get me to 200 thumbs ups before we say goodbye for the morning? We'll be back on again this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern to finish up the day, of course. Thank you all very much for these thumbs ups. Yeah, Karim, I hit that thumbs up, buddy. Thank you, my friend. And Nick Dumouriez, I've hit number 180 for you, pal. Number 180. You're on your way, Bruce. You're going to get 200 thumbs ups here. No question about it. We now have 182 in the house. 18 left to get. And we've got 200 thumbs ups sitting here. 18 more, and we are there. Thank you, everybody, for coming through for me, as you always do. The Moderna is up a nickel. It's given up all the gains. This Moderna stock this morning got up to $204. It's now $193. It's given up $10 today. I know a guy who wrote some options on this stuff on a rollover, and he's looking better and better and better as the morning has been going on here. So 2047 on GameStop, ATIP at 34, Tesla at 150, 156, SoFi 456, down 7.5. VIX is going lower, says Deep Value Investing. It can do that. It can always fluctuate around. See how this market goes. We're up 101 on the Dow, but we're down 2 on S&P and down 58 on NASDAQ. They're going down while the Dow is going up. Go figure. That can't last. Sooner or later, somebody turns it around, and we'll see if the Dow 30 stocks can hold their gains, or if the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 go negative and pull the market lower. All right. We got a couple of minutes left in our session now. We have 187 thumbs ups here, 13 away from getting the 200 to the 200 level. Thank you guys for this. Every time I beg you for thumbs ups, you guys seem to find a way. Thank you. Okay, there it is. Mixed bag now on these markets. We'll follow this afternoon. I'll be back here at 3 Eastern. Join me then for the final hour of the day, and let's see how this Monday session goes. Will Tesla hold 20? Will SoFi hold 150? Or are we going lower on these guys? We've already lost 150 on Apple. We lost 140 on Apple last week. We're down to 132.59 on Apple. Will we break 130 today on Apple? That's another, roundabout century mark. Yeah, we got a lot to follow here. We'll see what this market is going to do. A lot to watch, isn't it something? Yeah. And as Splayer saying, it looks like AMC has to go below 5 and GameStop below 20 when one or the other should drop as well. Well, that's the thing too is, if GameStop drops under 20, will that make AMC go down? Or if AMC goes down, does that make GameStop go down? They're not related, but still. BW, I just keep laughing that I keep buying 1,000 ATIP a week or so. Keep thinking about writing 200 to 300 contracts every couple of weeks for $1 or so, thanks to whoever shorted ATIP at 34. I appreciate taking you out. And you can buy my stock back from me at $4 or $5 a share or higher. That'd be beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. 34-cent last trade on the ATIP volume, 77,400. That's something. We're down to the final minute of this show. We have 191 thumbs ups, 9 away from 200 now. 8 to go. 192 are in here. Thank you, guys. 8 thumbs ups left to get. As we're coming into the last few seconds of this show, I do appreciate it. There's the 194th thumbs up now. We need 6 more to go. Thank you all for just putting it together like you do every single show. Kills me that I have to wait at the very end to do it, but it is what it is. We're battling a bear market right now. 195 with 5 to go for 200 thumbs ups again on this show. Thank you all for helping me and letting Jen and I both know that you appreciate us being here with you every day. Do enjoy it, and we'll be with you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern. 4 to go, by the way. 196 are in. We'll see you at 3 this afternoon Eastern time for the final hour trading, and then over on Traveling with Bruce, TWB, I'll be over there tonight, 7 and 8 o'clock Eastern time as well. Thank you guys for everything you do for us. So appreciated. We're at 2050 on the GameStop and 108 gain on the Dow. And we'll just see how this market wants to behave itself between now and the close. Okay, guys, I'll catch you a little later. 197 thumbs ups are in. 3 left to get. Thank you all for getting it through to about 200 today. I do appreciate it. I've got to get some rest right now. A little tired. I'll catch up with you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern. In the meantime, make a bunch of money out there, guys. And we'll catch you this afternoon. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.